family. We are from the United States, Canada, Israel, and France. 2 are survivors of the Shoah from Lublin. They're here. The rest are either their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, or those of their Lubliner survivor cousins who are no longer with us. We also have some grandchildren of cousins who left Lublin before the war and who helped as much as they could to save those cousins who remained before and during the Shoah. Later, they comforted the survivors and helped them reconnect with each other after the war. I have never counted, but I imagine that we lost hundreds of close cousins in Lublin and our nearby ancestral village of Osmolice during the Shoah. My middle name is for my aunt, who was taken on the first night of Operation Reinhardt. Had those hundreds of relatives survived, I would probably not know most of the people who are with me on this trip. And we 35 represent only a small percentage of our family in the United States, Canada, France, and Israel, who all stay connected now into the 3rd generation. That way, right? Yeah, that's the neighborhood. Over there. Brondel would have been right up here. This was the house of the non-Jewish people where Bullock lived. Yeah. Should also have been right here. So Greenberg, the house with the whole fenced-in thing with the dairy and the whatever, is like right here.
Yeah, we're coming here.
Okay, so we'd have to go back up. So from Javier, but how can we turn?
This is. We carried Austrians from there. Like you have to understand that there was no this road.
Oh, there was no road. Okay, fine.
So it's a new road.
We're not standing in the right place.
You see the trees? Yeah, that's the old trees. That was a path, like a
path. Okay.
Yeah, the same trees.
And when you were walking through the trees with like Hindless,
I was finished, and then there were no more trees.
And then was Hindless house there?
The first thing.
The first thing was right. The first house was Hindless.
Yeah, so that's it.
And there's somewhere to the left.
And then it just was here.
To the left, so okay,
yeah.
it was there.
No, it's just further, that's what I mean.
Okay. And past Hinda then was Ackerman.
No, I love the
Ackerman. Just found it.
Yeah.
The woman who, the woman that somebody found. Tell Barbara. Tell Barbara. Did you tell her?
Jest z nami jedna pani, która dołączyła wczoraj do wycieczki w ostatniej chwili. Okazało się, że jest powiązana rodzinnie z Świnowego Kuzyna.
And she had another baby.
So you think this was 37?
37, I don't know, 38 or 37. And there were four more children born. There were 11 grandchildren.
Right,
and I was the only one that survived.
Okay, guys, ready for photos.
Okay, that Sala was theirs. The little boy, I don't remember, Pella, that's Pella. And that's my brother. They were two the same age. My mother?
No. This is my mother. This is Bella. This is Pamela.
And my mother.
That's my
Feivel's wife.
That's
this
my
is
mother.
Torah. And this is Rose.
No, Dwora
You've
Hannes.
seen her through our apartment. So this is Rose.
That's
my
me.
mother.
And the grandmother is?
and the grandmother's here. And right next to this, we have a picture of the grandmother with your
my
mother, the same age as you are in this picture.
Yes, that's a beautiful picture.
And
The grandmother is
gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
This is what happens after
This is what happens after 8 children and
Right,
running the
And being
business.
widowed.
and 40 years probably.
Yeah, and being
30
widowed.
Being widowed and running the business.
And she never learned to read or write, and she ran a business.
Excuse me, Ruthie. I think this is Greenberg's house.
Where's my mother? Mother? Rose thinks this is Greenberg's house.
That's the Greenberg house. That's big.
I don't know
That
when
means
he
big.
I know that he was living here and he was one
You
of
know,
the...
down in the house was there. And behind Brown's house, there was the summer house, also 5 room dwelling that my grandmother had learned and they built for the summer. So they had 2 rooms and a kitchen in between. Was Toby.
Now I know.
And she had 2 girls. One was Weisel, and she was a beautiful girl with blonde hair. And she went to Belgium. When she was with us in Belgium, she decided not to go with the men and the woman, able woman. She grabbed somebody's child because she thinks that's gonna save her.
She thought, oh wow.
And she went to her death.
And your mother said that was a mistake.
Think.
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yes, on the road. And there was a brother of
Who was that who grabbed the child?
what?
Who was that?
Different story.
Grabbed the child.
No, you don't know that story.
No, she's asking who.
Who grabbed the child?
I grabbed the child. It
Who?
was
She's asking who.
I'm telling
there's
you,
a
granddaughter of Mime Hindale. She was a beautiful tall girl with braids, blonde braids, and she was born in Osmolice, and a lot of Osmolice survived because they knew the surrounding neighborhood. And she went with us to Belgium. And when she was in Belgium on the market, on the market,
Not Belgic.
Belgice. She went on the market with us. And when they divided men and women without children to one side, she thought she's doing a smart thing by grabbing a child and going with the
Child
women.
had been left by somebody.
No, they had 2 children. She grabbed one.
Okay.
And she went to her death, where my mother figured out that we are going to our death.
Right, she took
On the road.
She misunderstood that the able men and able women are the one who are going to go to my den
She
and
might
work.
have survived because she knew the area well. She grew up here.
That's
But that was her decision. And I remember it well.
because your mother made a comment.
Yeah.
My grandparents, Shmuel and Dvorah Arbus, have been killed here in Osmolice. So this is why I would like to do a little candle in memory of them and do the Kaddish, but I won't do the Kaddish alone.
So just my mother and Rose, and the 2 here, Rose and Judy, survived. So you can imagine what a small remnant. And so I'm so glad that we're all here together. That we could at least see where this family lived and how close they were and how loving they were. As we can see from the family we have left over. So we just like to have a proper memory for them.
וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמונותינו. שלום לכולם, שלום עלינו וכל ישראל.
Jeśli chodzi o te materiały, które dla Państwa przygotowaliśmy, to w zasadzie Pani Basia przywiozła je z Bramy. Właśnie to są osoby z terenu gminy Strzyżewice, które w czasie wojny pomagały rodzinom żydowskim.
Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Can you sit down here with Rocky?
Guys, turn around.
Turn around. Take a picture.
Turn around. Yeah.